What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Returnal, the game that I think at the same time broke our hearts, but also at the same time really, I guess personally for me, excited me. So what do I mean by that? Well, hopefully, I think everybody knows what I mean by that. When they did the Game Awards and, we saw the Sony studios pop up, I don't know about you guys, but I screamed out loud, Silent Hill. I was like, finally, thank you, Jeff. We can move on now. We can just stop the show after this. It's totally cool. And then he proceeded to break my heart. But, I think the Returnal is actually going to get some bad credit or bad reputation because of all that, but it really shouldn't. It also, by the way, does not help that they literally copied, for a reason, by the way, PT. I mean, I don't know what was going on in their heads to copy Silent Hill, right? Basically, with going down that hallway, going through the door, and then once you saw the helmet, you're like, wait, oh, come on, this isn't. You guys are doing something here. And then we saw those, it was the Returnal. So besides the part where they literally broke our hearts and convinced us it was something that it wasn't going to be just for cheap laughs and stabbings in the heart. No, the game honestly looks absolutely insane. So a little bit of background from me, in case you guys want to hear. I know sometimes people don't want to hear, but too bad. I adore Housemarque. I really do. I think they've made some phenomenal games. These kind of arcadey action games are perfect. I mean, Resogun is one of my favorite games of all time. I adore that game to death. I platinumed that game twice on the PS4 and on the PS Vita. I went so far to do that. Dead Nation, Super Stardust, even like Nex Machina. I think Nex Machina is probably their best game. I truly do believe that. And very, very few. I feel like 300,000 people bought that game, okay? Pathetic numbers. But I adore that game so much. And remember, the thing with Housemarque is they said they were done with that kind of game. Basically, not all of them are like top-down games. I don't know if you can call Resogun or even like Super Stardust. I don't think you can call them top-down, but those kind of games that they were used to doing, they were done with them, which broke my heart because it's like, you guys are so good at them, and I get that they don't sell, and I get you're probably losing money or you're at least not making money, but you're so darn good at these games, you know what I mean? And so they said, we're going into something else. Now, I believe the next part of the news was that they were going to make a multiplayer game. I'm pretty sure that was the path they were going, like a multiplayer shooter, and then they backed off of that, and the next thing up in the news story was that they were focusing on a PlayStation exclusive game kind of first, and then they'll go back to whatever they were working on, and that was the Returnal. So, remember, this is a game where it's pretty much focused on you dying multiple times, and the world kind of changes based off of that. We have the release date, March 19th. That's actually my anniversary with my wife, so that's a really, really cool date. All of a sudden, March is packed because there's like 6 different games coming out at the end of March, which is absolutely insane. But March 19th, phenomenal. I'll definitely play it. Don't know if I'll be able to play it day one because I might be busy, but I'll definitely be playing it. And then just the fact that this was, we've seen little gameplay snippets before. They did a developer diary. I think they did it very recently, like 2-ish weeks ago, and they were talking about the game. And when they were talking about it, they did show it off just a little bit where we got to have like a feel for it, basically, okay? But this one was the best, I would say, example of what we're going to be doing. Well, number one, it looks phenomenal. Like, I love the visual direction they're going, okay? It reminds me so much of Resogun, and it reminds me so much of Nex Machina. Those are the games that stand out to me the absolute most. Resogun, there's, like, a scene in this where, like, the world kind of, I don't even know, like, pixelates basically itself. I don't know if that's a really good description, but, like, it looks exactly like Resogun does. And then how the character, how she moves is 1,000%. Go watch, and I'll try and maybe have some videos in Nex Machina. Watch that. I mean, it's exactly the dashing kind of thing of Nex Machina. The shooting mechanics, I would say, are very, very similar to probably all of the games. Even Dead Nation, all these games kind of have a similar shooting mechanic. I mean, I'm kind of dancing around the main thing I want to say, so let me just say it. This game is, I would say, like, perfect to me. I like I said, I adore Housemarque. I was disappointed in the direction they were going, but what's kind of odd is, like, maybe I should have been more accepting of where they were going, because what it seems like, based off of this game, is even if they don't do a top-down arcade game, or an arcadey game in general, okay, their games are always going to feel like that. So what it looks like they've done with the Returnal is used what they've learned from Resogun, from Dead Nation, from Nex Machina, from all these games. And I don't include Helldivers was theirs too, right? That was the only game I didn't like. And they made, they made one other game that was also kind of disappointing. I feel like it was the game that came out around the exact same time as Nex Machina. It's like a platforming kind of thing. I don't remember the name, but I actually really didn't like that either. So the last couple, I haven't been necessarily the biggest fan of, but I think they've learned from the best that they've done, and they've literally put it into a third-person shooter, which is incredible. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe that they're able to do that. And so while I was disappointed that they were changing up the structure, in all reality, they could have made an even better product because this game looks insane, and it reminds me of the best things they've ever done, just done with a slight twist to it. You know what I mean? And that is, and honestly, that is absolutely incredible. So I really am so pumped from this game. It's not my most anticipated for 2020. I think like Horizon, okay, Hogwarts Legacy, Gotham. There's a couple games that are a little bit, just a tiny bit bigger. But in all reality, this is the kind, and I talk about these games a lot. That's why I like talking about these games on this channel, on my main channel podcast now, because I don't really think there's a lot of YouTubers that cover the big things like that I cover, but then also cover some of the other smaller stuff that doesn't maybe get talked about too much, and I do, and I love doing that. And I think this game is going to be a game that resonates with the people that are going to play it. I do not think this is going to sell well. I really don't. I mean, I think it'll sell better than their past games. Okay, maybe 1.5, 2 million. However many we could predict. It'll do decent. It's not going to be like Uncharted 4, Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima. It's not going to be like that, okay? But it's going to be, I think, pretty darn solid. So I am so excited for this game. I cannot wait for it. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? What does this game remind? Again, for me, it's Nex Machina and Resogun, just with a third-person shooter vibe to it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.